What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be going over the 5 missions in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga that I'm the absolute most excited to play in the entire game. Obviously, we don't have a full list right now of all the missions in the game, so some of these might not even end up being there, but I'm fairly sure all of the ones on this list will be in the game. I've essentially just gone through all of the movies and found the 5 sort of best sequences that I personally am the most excited to play. They're not necessarily my favourite sequences in the movies, for example, but they are just all sequences that I think will translate really well to LEGO Star Wars. On top of my own list, I'm also really excited to hear what your most anticipated missions are in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So be sure to leave a comment down below and let us know all of the missions that you are the most excited to play. But with that being said, let's get stuck right into it. So coming in as the 5th most anticipated for me, this one is Palpatine versus Windu in Revenge of the Sith. Now, this might not necessarily be just these two fighting, it might be essentially a whole sequence where, similar to what happens in a lot of the movies, they'll sort of show one fight and then they'll switch to another fight. So this might have multiple different sections in it, but seeing the little bit of gameplay, even though to be honest it was literally about 2 seconds, we saw that clip of Windu and Palpatine and they sort of break the glass like they do in the movies, and just that clip alone got me so excited to play this mission. And so Palpatine versus Windu comes in at the number 5 spot for me. Moving on, the 4th most anticipated mission on my list is actually PETRANAKI Arena in Attack of the Clones, which for those who don't know, PETRANAKI Arena, it is the arena battle on Geonosis where they are essentially in like the Colosseum and then all the clones and stuff come and help them out, and the Jedi. As much as Attack of the Clones is probably one of my least favourite of the Star Wars movies, that whole last sequence on Geonosis is absolutely amazing, and I think that is going to translate so damn well to a LEGO Star Wars game. Fighting our way out of that arena, most likely being able to switch between a bunch of Jedi and stuff like that, I think that is going to be so much fun to play. And from the snippets that we have seen in the trailer so far, that section just looks like so much fun to me. So that is definitely another one of my absolute most anticipated missions in the game. Now, moving on to number 3, we have the Battle of Yavin in A New Hope. Now, this is a bit of a random one because this is, this will take place in space. This is going to be the mission where Luke essentially blows up the Death Star. And I'm not usually one for vehicle type gameplay, but the vehicle gameplay in LEGO Star Wars, especially in like The Force Awakens and stuff, it is actually really solid, and I think this mission is going to be a whole lot of fun. Once again, we do see quick little snippets here and there throughout the trailers of this actual mission, and I have no doubt that the way that these LEGO games are, there's going to be a lot of like well-placed humor and just a lot of funny sort of sequences within this mission. So I am very keen for that, and I'm also very keen to just see how the Death Star looks, whether you can kind of just fly around it at free will or if it is a bit more linear. Although I highly doubt it, it would be so awesome if you can just literally fly around the Death Star as if it's, its own planet or something like that, because we do know that in this game, sort of space gameplay or space travel, it is actually really expansive. So I'm very keen to see how that works in this mission, and I think the mission in general is going to be a ton of fun. Now, moving on to number 2, and this is the Vader versus Luke battle in Empire Strikes Back. Now, this for me is probably my favorite moment in all of Star Wars, or it's like the most iconic moment I think for me, and probably for a lot of people as well. Not only obviously Vader explaining that he is Luke's father, but just the entire sort of sequence before that. And I'm really interested to see how this is going to go, because obviously Vader kind of just backs down Luke, and Luke's like on the defensive the whole time. So I'm very keen to see how that works out gameplay wise, or even if we might end up being Vader in this sequence and trying to sort of back Luke down and do it the other way than what we're probably all expecting it. So not only is this one of my, if not my single favorite moments in all of Star Wars, but I think gameplay wise it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm very keen to see Bespin, considering how good this game looks in general. Now, moving on to the number 1 most anticipated mission in the entire game for me, and this is kind of a random one because the sequels aren't necessarily my favourite movies at all, but I do like The Rise of Skywalker, and for me, the whole sort of Rey versus Palpatine and Kylo versus the Knights of Ren, this is absolutely the single thing in this game that I'm the most excited to play. Now, a big reason for that is simply because the only games that we actually haven't gotten so far is The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Obviously, all the previous movies in the franchise, they have been able to be played in LEGO Star Wars. Obviously, there is the complete saga as well as the older LEGO games in LEGO Star Wars 1 and 2. And then obviously The Force Awakens has its own damn game. So all of them have been playable, but we've actually never once played anything from The Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker. And I really think that this last sequence on EXEGOL is going to be so much fun to play. I would love it if it kind of switches between playing as Rey and Kylo, or I guess Ben Solo. And, one section you're trying to be Rey and fight off Palpatine, and then it kind of switches over to Ben and he has his lightsaber and he's fighting off the Knights of Ren. I think that would be so much fun. And so yeah, not only this mission, but just the last two movies in general, the fact that we haven't played them at all, I'm actually really excited for them, even though The Last Jedi is probably one of my least favourite Star Wars movies. I just think there's a lot of sequences throughout those movies that are going to be a heap of fun to play. I'm keen to hear what you guys think of my list though, so let me know down in the comments, and also, like I said, be sure to leave your own list down below as well. I think we're all going to have very different answers on this one, and it's always interesting to see what you guys say, so be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments. That is going to do it for this one though, guys. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like down below, and if you are new to the channel, then definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. If you want to support the content that I make here on YouTube, then do consider supporting the channel over on Patreon. The link to that is down in the description. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and may the Force be with you always.